this channel, I'll be talking about very, very vital point that has to do with engine repair tips. How can you repair engine without diagnostic tools? There is no doubt diagnostic tools has helped so many of us as a mechanic to repair engine. Yeah, it has really helped us because with it, you can easily identify the fault of the engine. However, you should know that these tools has its shortcomings. It has some limitation. Let me mention 2 points that show the limitation of diagnostic tools. The first one is it cannot be used on old engine. We have old engines that's been made for so many years. These tools cannot work on them. So definitely you need to know how to repair such an engine. Another point is that such tools too cannot tell you sometimes the exact fault of the engine. Though it could tell you the some code and tell you some certain thing that can be responsible for it, but in most cases it is not always specific about the engine fault. That is why as a mechanic you need to know how to repair an engine without using tools. Personally, I work on this engine a lot without using tools unless I want to troubleshoot some electrical fault. But when it comes to diesel engine, I work a lot without using tools. And in this video, I'm going to teach you on how you too can repair engine without using diagnostic tools. Please, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do that now. Subscribe to the channel. You have a lot to learn from this channel. Yes, I am a mechanic. Now, I usually tell people that repairing an engine is more difficult than assembling an engine. Very, very difficult. If you want to assemble an engine during engine rebuild, it is very easy. Why do I say so? You lose the engine. You know where to put this component back in the engine. For example, you know where to put the piston rings. You know how to install a cylinder. You know how to install your piston. Do you need someone to tell you where to fix your radiator? No, you know these things. That is why engine rebuild is more easier. The most difficult thing is for you to repair an engine. And why do I say so? Because you need to figure out the fault of the engine, which is very, very difficult. And what actually makes it difficult is because some faults are caused by multiple faulty components. For example, you are having engine overheating. It could be caused by bad radiator. It could be thermostat. It could be collapsed hose. It could be lack of coolant and so many other things. Do you now see why engine repair is more difficult? So how will you ascertain which fault and how to repair it? That is what we are learning in this video. Let's go straight down there. For you to carry out a critical repair on engine, you need to know all the engine systems. That is the secret. That is the secret that you are not be told all this why. You need to know all the engine systems. I'll name all the engine system. Please don't skip any part of this video. This video is made for you. That is why I made it live, so that I can explain everything, not try to compress anything, so that you can understand. Now, let me tell you all the engine system. Number one I'll mention is starting system. This starting system encompasses some components, not singular component. It starts to do with some component that help the engine to start. It could be the ignition key, the battery, and other components. This component ensure that the engine starts. Another component is fuel system. Fuel system is one of the key systems in engine. This fuel system includes starting from your fuel tank to your fuel pump. After your fuel pump, you have your OCs, you have your injection pump, you have your injectors. All these things encompasses or make up your fuel system. If you are having problem with the fuel system, you should know where to go. You cannot have a fuel system problem and you are going to radiator. No, you know that this system, these are the components that make up of this system. So in every engine, you need to know which component that is part of a specific system. So another system I mentioned is ignition system. This ignition system helps the engine to ignite. In a petrol engine, you have spark plug. So if you're having ignition problem, you should go to your spark plug. But in diesel engine, you may check your injection pump too, and you can also go to your glow plug in diesel engine. It is part of your ignition system. So that is why it is very, very important for you to know engine system. Another system you should need to know is cooling system. Very important. This cooling system has so many components. Your radiator, your OCs, your thermostat, your water pump, and all radiator cover, and all these components, they are part of your cooling system. So if you are having challenge with an engine which is a overheating problem, you should know that you are going to go to this component. You don't need to guess, you don't need to second guess. Go and check this component one after the other. How are you going to check it one after the other? Listen, I'm going to tell you how to go about it. Another component you should not forget, sure that engine oil move around your oil pump, the oil itself, the oil filter, and other components that ensure there is lubrication system that made up of lubrication system in your engine. So this is another system that you should know, so that when you are troubleshooting an engine with oil related problem, you should know the component that you should go and check. Another component is intake system and exhaust system. When you talk about intake system and exhaust system, don't forget that your turbocharger is included in the system. You need to also check your turbocharger. Are you having intake problem? You should know the system, the component you need to check. What about the charging system? The charging system is one of the most important systems. That is why it's separated from other systems in engine. It's one of the most important systems in engine. You need to know that your charging system can also affect your engine. No, majority of us think that when we talk about charging system, we limited it to charging the battery. The role of a charging system is much more than just the charging the battery. It's bigger than that. So you need to have a kind of very large view of your charging system. Let me give you an instance of what happened to me. There is this engine that is a payloader. The payloader could not move. So what happened? Other mechanics have checked so many things there. So when I was invited to come and check the payloader, why the payloader could not move, I spent like 2 hours, and I discovered that the fault was the charging alternator. Everybody was surprised. Say yes, because they don't know that the charging system, that is the charging alternator, is also responsible for distribution of current within the system, within the application. So the problem of the payloader was that the charging system was bad. So the ECU is not receiving signal, and as a result of that, the valve, the movement valve, is not opening. So hydraulic, there's no power there. That is why the payloader refused to move. What helped me is because I understood the engine system very well. I know the role of charging system. I know that the charging system is not limited to only charging the battery. That is just a singular role of it. It has other multiple roles to play to ensure that the effective running of the engine. So I have to go and replace the charging system, then the payload that starts running. So these are the things you need to know. You need to understand engine system. If you could understand engine system very well, yes, you are going to have, you'll be one of the best mechanics so far, or a DIY person when it comes to automobile. But let's talk about what if there's so many components that could responsible to a specific fault in an engine. For example, you're having low oil pressure in an engine. There's no that there's so many components that are responsible for that. How will you handle that? Keep watching the video. I'll tell you that. Let us assume that you're having low oil pressure in an engine. What should you do? You know, it could be your oil pump. It could be that you have clutch oil filter. It could be that the crankshaft bearings are bad, or it could be that the oil cooler is bad. These are the things that could cause the problem. What should you do? Should you just go and change all these things? No, that's not what to do. What should you do? You should employ a method that I usually call pyramid formula. Pyramid formula. That is what I've been using. I use pyramid formula a lot for me to ascertain the fault of an engine. How do I use that? You know what is pyramid? Pyramid is a triangular form. It's a triangular shape. It has, the tip is very small. So as you are coming down, it becomes bigger, 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 just like a triangle. And while the base become the widest part of the triangle. That is how pyramid is, and that is my method. How do I apply this method as a mechanic? I started with a small component. Let us assume that I'm having low oil pressure as a fault of an engine. Do you know what I usually do? I will start with, do I have oil in the oil sump? That's the first thing I'll check. I'll start from the little one. Do I have oil in the oil sump? Is the oil sufficient? Then another thing I'm going to check, I'll check the oil filter. Is the oil filter clutch? Does oil filter deserve to be replaced? If I notice that the oil filter is okay, then I'll go and check something else. What can I check? I can check the viscosity of the oil. Is the viscosity of the oil too low, or is it too high for the oil pump to pump? Do you now see how I'm coming down from the smallest to the smaller one, approaching the bigger one? Because you can't just start from checking the bearing. No, you start from the smallest one. So after that, I can now go and check if the oil cooler is clogged. I can check the oil cooler. If the oil cooler is clogged, then I can only just wash the oil cooler and the engine will start running. If the oil cooler is not clogged, what will I do? I go for oil pump. And the last thing I'm going to check is the bearing, the crankshaft bearing, because it requires a lot of work. So you start from the smallest. That is how to go about the repair. You start from the smallest fault. But for you to know what to check, that is why you need to know the engine system very, very well. You need to know the engine. If you don't know the engine system very well, it will be difficult for you to carry out a serious engine repair, apart from the minor one. So therefore, it's essential for you to know the engine component, and you also need to know the pyramid formula that you need to know to carry out your engine repair. However, some engine repair are very, very easy. For example, you are having radiator leakage. Very easy to do that. What do you need to do? Just go to radiator, check where it's leaking, take it to a blacksmith, or you can have radiator leakage sealant, pour it into it, and the leakage just stop. But if you are having, like for example, you're having a knocking sound, that even remind me another example. There was a Cummins engine that was having a knocking sound. We were 6 there that day that we are there, and we are all checking what could be the problem. The knocking sound was very pronounced. Everybody can hear the knocking sound, and people are thinking that we need to disassemble the engine, check maybe the bearing is bad. Then something occurred to me. I get close to the engine and I noticed, where is this knocking sound coming from? I discovered that it was coming from the upper side of the engine. So I start applying my pyramid formula. What do? I go to my injector first. I check my injectors. I lose all the injectors. I take it to injector testing machine. It was then I discovered that the fault is from the injectors. The injectors are blocked. They are closed. So out of the 6 cylinder, it's only 2 injectors that is working, that is running perfectly. 4 are clogged. So because of that, it's giving the engine knocking sound. So what helped me actually is that I understand the engine system. I check where is the knocking sound coming from. Then I know it's coming from the upper side. Which component is at the upper side that will be responsible for this? That's exactly what helps. Do you enjoy this live stream? There is no doubt you must have learned how to troubleshoot an engine in a simpler form without using any tools. You can do me a favor, like, share, comment, or just do one of them. I hope you must have subscribed to the channel now, because it's going to help you a lot. Thank you for watching this video to this extent. See you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.